Hi, welcome to Markets of Sunshine. In today's video, I am going to be showing you a landscape piece that is part of a collaboration that I am doing with my friend Lynda Coker over at Icky Chic here on YouTube. And so I just wanted to show you first of all what she sent, and I did already start working on it. I've filmed it a couple of times and started over, so I thought, well, that's okay. So I'll just show you what I've added. So I've come in and added seed beads, some liquid pearls, and I added the tiny house, and everything else was already here that Lynda had made. So she really did an outstanding job of creating that vision of a landscape. Whereas with my piece, I was more like just putting the idea there, but she really went a step further and really made so that I had no doubt whatsoever in my mind about what was going on. So here's mountains here. Okay, this is like hills to me. And then here's a sun. Here's all the clouds. Here's the ground, the earth. And so I did add a little bit of lazy daisy stitch right here. But I thought about, okay, what do I want to add? What do I want to do to really make this piece mine and add to what Lynda's vision started off to be? So clearly this landscape of hills and mountains and a, sun kind of setting is what I was thinking, going behind the mountain there. And just a very earthy, either dark time, nighttime kind of, the sun is going down, and whether it's fall. So, but I'm just now going to add my style and my vision to this. So right away, because I said, okay, I don't want to remove any of the elements, I did want to stay true to that. And then, so the mountains, I thought that was really cute. She used the same fabric for this mountain as she did for the sun here. So I wanted to make it pop and come out. So that's why I came up with the seed bead idea. So at first, I really didn't even notice that one in the middle there. And then I'm like, wait a minute. Oh, hey, that's the same fabric. And then I said, okay, what else can I do? I wanted to add different elements that we don't normally see being done in slow stitching. A few do, but not a lot. So the liquid pearls. I've never seen anybody put liquid pearls. Now Lynda used some kind of a ink marker pencil. I don't know if she mentioned it in a video. So she's done a video already of my piece that I sent her. So please check out her channel. And that will be, the link will be in my description. I think she did a fabulous job on that. And so now what I want to do is also adding the seed beads was because this little piece of gauzy fabric has some kind of a metallic thread sewn into that. So I really liked that effect. And so I said, well, the seed beads, I love to do the seed beads. If you've seen any of my slow stitch kits, you see that I put embellishments and templates and I add the beads. So that was just right away, that just jumped out to me as like, oh, I know what I'm going to do. The tiny house, because I love the tiny house, and we started off our year with the slow stitching sampler series, and the tiny house kit was the first one, but it's a pink and white tiny house kit. This one, obviously, I said, no, pink has no place here. So this little bit of peach here, but I said, okay, I wanted the tiny house element to pop. Okay, I wanted that to also, the mountains, the sun, and the tiny house to be the focal point. I already know how I'm going to frame this, so I'll show you that at the end. The beginning picture kind of is a sneak peek. And then now what I want to do is I want to add more color to kind of subdue this darkness here. Okay, so if you know anything about my style, I don't work in darks. But Lynda is really good at working in darks. So I have these really tiny flowers, and I wanted to use these and start sprinkling them in down here and figuring out there's like a little bit of lace here with a flower on it, a little bit of scallop going on this piece here. This kind of looks like stones maybe down here, and this kind of is mimicking like grass, you know, to me, and then this over here is just a fun, you know, element. So I'm going to play around with these flowers off camera, and then I'll come back in just a second, so don't go anywhere, and then see what I was able to come up with and just make this whole area down here around the bottom of this. I'm not going to do any more up here. I like that. I was thinking about maybe adding a bird, so I may come in here with a bird up here somewhere. But I wanted flowers. I love flowers, so I'm going to come down here with flowers, and I want to try to see if I can incorporate a butterfly. So we'll see. So just to be quick like a bunny, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I played around with the flowers like I told you, and this is what I came up with. I created 2 flower pots. I glued down those flowers because they're so small and very delicate. Cannot sew those. And then I used the liquid pearls again and added that to the center. And I used my beautiful rose gold liquid pearls. And then as for the flower pot, to simulate a flower pot, I found these beautiful buttons, and it's like an olive green. Absolutely love that color. It just was so warm and soft for this whole thing going on here. And then I looked through some of the fabric, and I found a beautiful mustard yellow with leaves. So I cut those out, teeny tiny little leaves, and then I glued those into place. That was fun. And so now what I feel like now this is, I've added enough as far as the seed beads, the liquid pearls, the flowers, the flower pot, the tiny house. Now it needs the embroidery stitching. And that's something that I want to do more of with you here on my channel. And I know a lot of you that are in my Facebook group, Slow Stitching Sampler series, are brand new to slow stitching, and so you're you know, nervous about it. You want to, you know, branch out, learn. And so I'm going to be showing you more embroidery stitches here with the projects. And so I did start a little bit of a lazy daisy going on down here, but use the more like grass was what I was simulating with that. So I'm going to get out my embroidery floss, and we're going to do some stitching. And I want to work down here. Now, framing this, I did not want to put a matte cardboard frame around it. I also thought about, did I want to put binding and just do like a little miniature quilt scene and put the binding on the edges. So I'm still debating about that. But down here, if I do that, it's going to really come up close and tight to the bottom of the tiny house. So I'm not sure yet still with that. Once I, you know, get to that point, then I might do that. But right now I just wanted, let's work on some practice embroidery stitching. And so I do want to work down here, but for right now I'm going to come up here, and I'm thinking I'm going to just add something maybe a little bit more interest to tack this down a little bit more. And I have a brown thread, but it's a different shade, And so it's going to just add a little bit of interest. And then I might come in with a some different colors. So, but just to start off with, and it's going to be just an easy, basic running stitch. So that is definitely a stitch that everyone in a beginner wants to start off with. So let me get all my embroidery thread collected, and then we'll get started. All right, so here is my collection of embroidery thread. And I purchased this off of Amazon, and I will have a link in the description box. So if you would like to purchase it, it was a really good price. And there are 4 sections. You just unsnap it. It's really easy. It comes with all of these needles, thimble, needle threader, little scissors. I mean, it's really a nice starter kit. And it's, I mean, just perfect for anybody, but I mean, as a starter kit, I mean, you have every color in the rainbow here. And like I said, I mean, it is a really good price. And I mean, it's just stuffed full. I've taken some out so where you see some loose spots, but I mean, it's just really, really nice. So from your light colors to your mediums to your darks to your brights, neons, I mean, that it covers it all. So I have pulled out what I wanted to use in the project, which are these 3 right here for this section up here. All right, so let's get started. Here's my little handy dandy pin cushion that I made. I love this. And I just took 2 pieces of fabric, sewed the little together, stuffed it with the fiber fill, put a little pocket here on the front, to this piece obviously before I sewed those together, just to hold my needle threaders and different elements. I put a cute little charm here that says I love sewing, and holds my pens. I can just, you know, it's a nice size. I really like this. I like collecting pin cushions, so I like making pin cushions, so I have a cute little collection going on. So these are different colors. So this color is kind of going to pick up from what's going on here in the sun and that fabric. And then this color is picking up some of this shade here. And then this color is kind of picking up what I have in the flowers. So I'm just, you know, go through your supplies and, you know, pick up whatever you want to. And again, like I said, I just want to do some running stitches, and I want to show you just how easy it is to do that. So, and then this section here is very thin. Some of the other elements and some of the other areas, it's really thick and hard to get the needle through. But I am just doing, and then, you know, this is kind of like almost like a blanket stitch, kind of like what I'm doing right here as well. And so I'm making sure my needle is going through that loop. So this is kind of like, again, I want to bring out a feeling of a path. So this is a blanket stitch, or you could consider it a lazy daisy stitch, either one. But I'm just catching the loop with the needle, and now look at that texture already. So instead of just a running stitch, look at how much nicer that is. This is just a straight stitch that I used here on the edge of the house and up here to tack the windows down. This little door is a seed bead for the handle. It's a black, little bit bigger. These are smaller seed beads. I don't know what this one's called, but it was in there in my little selection, so I don't know how it snuck in there with, you know, when they put the kit together, but anyway. So that is really looking nice. I'm extremely happy with how that is turning out. It looks really good. Actually, I can come and grab it from the back. All right, so now the tail is stuck right there, so okay. All right, so now I'm going to finish it right there because I'm kind of running out of thread. I don't like it to get too tight and awkward to work with. All right, so there's that. I'm going to turn it over, put a knot in the back, and then I will rethread it with a different color. And when you're using the liquid pearls, if you decide to get those, make sure you let it dry thoroughly before you start messing with it, because otherwise when I went to glue the leaves in and I kind of got a little too excited and ahead of myself, should have waited a little longer, and then one of them kind of smudged. So I just took a paper towel, wiped off as much as I could, and then I was able to go back in and put the little dot. But just keep that in mind. They take a little longer than your tacky glue to dry. I don't know why this is kind of like giving me a hard time to separate. There we go. Okay, so then this color, again, like I'm saying, then I'm just going to come right along next to where I was just sewing and do the same stitch. So you could consider it a blanket stitch or the lazy daisy stitch, whichever, you know. So it just depends on, we use a lot of stitches that are similar, but in different ways. And you can make up your own as you go along. I do that. I don't even know if it's a stitch or not, but it's like, I just did it. So it's like, it's fun. All right, so now I'm going to come back here a little further. I'm thinking, do I want to be closer or a little further down? Well, let's just go ahead and go on top and see how that is. It's got to be, whoops, why not? Pulled right through there. Okay. I will hold on to it until I actually can get the first loop done, and then it won't pull out on me again. Okay. There we go. Oh yeah, that's gonna look nice. Really bring your eye down now. And it's going to make this dark area not so dark. And kind of like, okay, if you were looking at it and then thinking, oh, look, there's a path on that hill. I wonder where it goes to. Love doing the hand stitching because it's so relaxing. Really helps if you have anxiety. This is a wonderful hobby to get into. And if you have a porch or a beautiful garden area and you can sit in that area as you're doing this, all the better. So then you will really bring your nervous system back down into a calmer state, and you'll start to feel better and your anxiety will start to ease. I have been using this for years for depression and anxiety, and it's really, really been helpful. Okay, I don't know if I want to keep going with that. I think I'm going to stop right there. Okay. And then just kind of give that impression of, yes, you know, we want to go and follow that path. And it's kind of like now it's fading behind it, you know. So this is the fun part of, okay, adding all the elements in the beginning, you know, that's a lot of fun. But now being able to come in and start adding your stitching, now that really takes it to a new level. Okay, I'm going to work with this color. And I don't remember how many yards are on each of these little cards, but there's a lot. And I share this with my customers, so I use these and take off a yard and put it in with their order in various colors, and I mean I still have a lot left over, so that's just lets me know there's several yards, at least 5 on each one of those, maybe more. And it probably tells you in the description when you go on Amazon if you're interested in that, so you'll find out because I don't remember. I think there's like, what, 8 yards on the ones you buy at the store that are, the long loopy one. Okay, now let me look at this. Okay, do I want to add a lighter color in here now? And I'm thinking I do. Alright, so yeah, because I want to kind of, I'm almost thinking I could have come in with a blue. And I could still do that. Alright. This is just, I love this stitch, absolutely. I keep telling you that, but I mean, I'm tickled pink of how it looks. It's so much nicer than just a boring straight stitch or back stitch or anything like that. Those are just straight, but this is like really, really nice. It's giving it a nice texture and element. So, I mean, you have to try this and, make a little mini. I hope you will make the little 3x5 and send it to me and join in that, our first community challenge here. And it's, I have a whole video on that and how it works. You just do a little 3x5 foundation piece and send that to me, and I will finish it here on my channel. So I would really, really like to see more participants, and that would really make me happy, and I would just love to have you be a part of that. So please consider that, and I will link that in the description as well. I'll put it as an end on the end screen as well, so you can find it either on the end screen or in the description. And Lynda's channel will be in the description, and the embroidery thread that I showed you will be in the description. So lots of fun stuff in the description. Important stuff. And to subscribe to the channel. Oh, that looks nice. Oh boy, yeah, that is so pretty. That is exactly how it makes me feel. It's just like, now it's like, all that brown is kind of like, now it's just giving it such a beautiful texture, such a look. I love that. I think I will come in now with a blue. I think that would really make that pop. Oh, excellent, excellent, excellent idea. Great job, Marcia. So I hope you are telling yourself positive statements every day as well. That is so important for your self-esteem as well. And that is what the challenge 2 was all about. If you remember, I mentioned that in the video. And when you participate in a community, it builds your self-esteem. So just keep that in mind. And I would really love it because it would help me with my self-esteem for you to participate. Okay, now I want to find the right color. So let me look through this and see if I can find the right color. Okay, this one, I think that's it. I found it. Beautiful. Okay. All right. Okay, so keep the colors over here just so that you know. Okay, so if you want to know the colors, this is 3845, this is 402, this is 783, and this is 433. Okay, so for those of you who know the color numbers, and I have no idea, I just go by what the color is, and I like it, and that's about it. Okay, all right, is that 3? But apparently, they're numbered. I mean, do you use them by number? I'm curious about that now. Leave me a comment below if you go by that. Now, let's just say if you got a favorite color and you realize, and because they are apparently numbered, and then you go back to the store and you say, oh, I'm looking for number 402, then you know you're going to get the right one. But if you're just taking it and you might have a sample and then you're trying to match it up, that can be a little harder. So I can see the wisdom of numbering them. And obviously knowing the number to your favorites. The rest of the numbers, no way. No way, Jose, is that going to be. Now, let me think about this. Do I want to put the blue in there? All right, let's just live dangerously and go ahead and put it up here. I was thinking of almost putting it down here, but let's just, you know, I can always take it out. That's the beautiful thing about this too. It's not like it's, you know, locked in place. So if I don't like the look of it, I can take it right back out. And then if I want to move it to the bottom row instead of being up here at the top, then, yeah, hey, that will work. Okay, let's just start there. Okay, I'm liking it. It's you know, feeling like it's in its rightful place, but we have to get a little bit more across, and then we'll be able to really be able to decide. You know, you can't just, you know, put a couple and say, let's just give it an opportunity to blend. And I'm thinking I could even go with a lighter color. So if this is too dark, yeah, I'm not feeling it. No, I don't like it. I want it to be lighter. Definitely want it to be lighter. I feel like the colors that I added already, that looks really nice. I'm very pleased with that. But this, I'm not feeling it right there. Maybe up in the sky, that would look better there, but not here. All right, so I'm gonna just cut the tail, the knot. Okay, now get my needle. So just by using the tip of the needle, bringing that thread back through, getting it out of the loop is easy. It's a little tricky because it's trying to pick up the fibers underneath, and I don't want that. I just want this part here. Okay, I think I need to get there. It is okay. So this is showing you how what you need to do if you feel like something is the same thing, you don't like it. and then what do you do to take it out? I don't know what's going on right there, but that piece is stuck around something. Okay, I'm just going to come very close and snip it without snipping anything else. Okay, wrong color. Okay, so that color 3845 is not the one I like. Okay, this could possibly, yeah, okay, that I like that. I definitely want something that's soft, and this is kind of like right here, that color right there. So this has several different shade variants going on there. All right, so we're going to try color 598 on this go round. Let's see how this works out. All right, let's see how many strands. I don't know. I'm not going to sit there and worry about counting those at the moment. Let's just lay it up there first. Okay, yes, that's it. That's it. I did not want it to be overpowering of the other colors. I do like what I've got going on right there. So this is a path going up this little hill, and it is also a reflection of the sun setting. So that is what this is representing for me. Okay, let's try that again. Oh, right, yes. Okay, beautiful, beautiful. Loving this color. Definitely much better choice. Oh, right. Excellent. Beautiful. And if I can keep the thread looped around it, then I won't have to keep going back and grabbing that. Just have to keep it from getting stuck on those seed beads. All right, so you have got a really good idea now of how to use the blanket stitch or lazy daisy stitch to add a nice look to your project. You have a great idea of how to add seed beads to your slow stitching landscape or your slow stitching project. You have a great idea of how to add a tiny house. And you have a great idea of how to make flowers in a pot. So look at all of the things that you have learned just from this video. So how to take another artist's work and make it into yours. Add to it to finish it up to truly make it yours. So it's a collaboration. It's a beautiful, oh, definitely, oh, beautiful. Look at how nice that looks now. Oh, okay, excellent. Perfect, perfect choice. Very, very pleased with that. Okay, so let's finish that off. Okay, so now let's take a look at this and see what we have. All right, so we started off with Lynda's landscaping piece, slow stitching landscape piece. Okay, and then I came in with the tiny house, the red roof, the white house, and the flowers and leaves and the buttons for the flower pots, the liquid pearls, to accent the snow on the mountains, the liquid pearls to accent the center of these little flowers, and now our embroidery thread and using the blanket stitch to embellish this slow stitching landscape even further. So I am really happy with how this is looking. So what do you think? Do you see how easy this is and how nice it is? And think about mother-daughter, sisters, friends, and get your friends and your family involved. If you just did a little swap project like this, get the girls together, kind of like a quilting bee, but a slow stitching bee. What could we name that? Let's come up with a name, ladies. Okay, come on. I'm throwing this out there to the community. Give me a name. As you know how they have a quilting bee, so what can we call our little group of a gathering with our friends and family to do some slow stitching together? Let's come up with a cute little name. So slow stitching what? Okay, let's do that. And so leave me a comment below with that. And I hope you've watched the video to this point so that you can answer that question for me in the comments. And then I am going to come in and I am going to add more stitches off camera, and then I will be back. And I'm thinking I want to add some French knots. So we'll do some French knots. I'm thinking French knots right here on this little hill would be really cute. And I'm thinking maybe some French knots down in here would be another little cute spot, and over here on this corner, maybe some here in this corner. So some French knots here, down here, over here, and then just right here on this ridge of that. Happy with everything else and how this turned out. It looks really pretty, really pretty. I added the red flowers here to bring in that, tie it in with the roof. Added this mustard color going on with the sun and the mountain here. Some of this cream color, bringing this down a little bit more. All of those elements, I mean, looking really, really nice together. So I hope that this has inspired you to get out of your comfort zone, start using up those supplies. And, you know, these are just bits of pieces of the fabric and trims and laces that we have in our stash. And so I hope you will get those out and start using them, and join the Facebook group Slow Stitching Sampler Series. Post your pictures, ask any questions. Please join our little group challenge with the 3x5 piece that you just send me, foundation piece, just that quick and easy, goes in a little envelope, very minimal cost all the way around. And then I will finish it here on my channel. All right, so let me add those stitches and I will be right back. All right, so here we are, and I'm happy with this. I really like how it's turned out. And I added the French knots down here at the bottom. I did a little cluster here to tack this down a little better. And then I added them to the tops of the stems of those with the Lazy Daisy stitch that I had there. And then this stitch here, I forget what this is called, but I did that stitch, and then came in with some satin stitch, kind of like for the doormat. And this is just symbolizing a path that's leading up to there. Kind of worn and weathered is what I'm going for there. But I really like how this turned out, and I hope this will inspire you to do some slow stitching landscaping, do your embroidery stitches, add the tiny house element, some flowers, your buttons, your seed beads, and make your slow stitching projects really come to life. And thank you so much, Lynda, for doing this collaboration with me. Thank you for joining in my community challenge, the 3x5 foundation piece. And again, I invite all of you who are viewing this to join me as well and send in your 3x5 slow stitching foundation piece, and I will finish it up. Now, I had offered that I will be using these in future giveaways to community members who are participating and active here on the channel. And so I'm going to also do something that Lynda offered in her community challenge. She's doing something very similar to this, and it was an inspiration. My video was inspiration for her to start it on her channel. Is that if you would like me to finish it and send it back to you so that you can use it in your projects, then just include a self-addressed stamped envelope in with it. So I would probably say instead of one stamp, I would probably think 2 stamps would be required, because once I add to this, it's going to add a little bit more weight and bulk, and then I will have to put it in a little bit larger envelope. But other than that, it would still be reasonable and affordable to send. I probably wouldn't add buttons because that would get hung up. Maybe, I don't know, so nothing too three-dimensional. But anyway, so thank you for joining me. Stay safe and keep creating in the sunshine. Bye-bye.